Welcome back, everyone. Dan Hodges, our naturalist, and Johnny Appleseed, Metro Park District, with us today, standing by his giant favorite oak tree in the park. And you were telling me a little bit about acorns. You had some interesting facts there about something.
You know, these oak trees are totally
cool, Jeff. This oak tree right here, this is a white oak tree. Can you see it all the way up there?
Huge,
Holy moly.
yeah.
This white oak tree is probably close to 220 years old. And these oak trees produce thousands, hundreds of thousands of acorns every year. There's a lot of really good reasons, really good benefits for oak trees, but acorns are one of them. Of course, lots of animals eat acorns, including, blue jays and squirrels and deer and all that sort of stuff. But you might have taken a walk and gone by an oak tree. Maybe you've got an oak tree in your yard and you found an acorn that looks a little like this. And can you see this here? Do you see that little hole there?
I do, yes.
I got really excited. I got really excited a year or two ago. I found an acorn and it didn't have a hole. And I took it home and I watched it, and I watched it really closely. And it started to create a hole. A hole started to form. Now, I was able to get some photographs of this. I sent these to you, Jeff. Take a look at this because, and I did this on my countertop. My wife didn't love that too much, but I was able to watch what comes out of this hole. Check this out. So what's living inside of this acorn is a larva, a beetle larva. I actually have several of them right here. I got a whole mess of them in here. If you can see some of those beetle larvae in there. But these beetle larvae are the members of the family or the genus Curculio, if you want a barbecue topic there. But these Curculio beetles are weevils. And I tell you, these guys are the funniest little things you've ever seen. These are really, really cool animals. I have an example of one here just to show you the size. They're really small, Jeff. They're really, really small bugs. But man, they've got personality that just is electric. Really, really cool animals. So they burrow their way out of the acorn and they bury underground and they wait maybe a year or two before the oak tree starts to produce acorns again. And the adult weevil will come out of the ground. It'll find a developing acorn. And with this long, long snout, the female's going to burrow a hole. She'll chew a hole into the acorn and then turn around and lay some eggs in there. And that's where these larvae are going to develop. That's a perfect place. You're enclosed by a hard shell. Unless you get eaten by a deer or something like that, you're going to be in a perfect place to go through all of the development, eat as much as you can. You got all the nut meat that you could use. And then when that acorn hits the ground, the cycle starts over again. What a cool animal. And this long, long face. Isn't that crazy?
I never knew that at all. Okay, then all of a sudden you've got this, as you said, you've got an acorn, a hole develops, and it just pops back out of there. Are they good for the environment, bad for the environment, indifferent?
So all of these animals have so many really interesting relationships, and this is just one more relationship in nature. Is it good for the acorn? No, not necessarily. But it's not necessarily bad either. That's why the oak tree produces so many acorns, is so that it can lose some of those. But this weevil that burrows through the acorn creates a home for a group of ants that only nest inside of empty acorns. So like there's this whole tiers of relationships all built around kind of this really, really specialized animal, the acorn weevil. They've got these great antennae that come off. It's not a mouth part that's so long, by the way. It's their face that's long, and the little mouth parts are small kind of pincers at the end. But on the long snout are these antennae that they can detect what tree they're on, and they use the pheromones of the female to find her, and they'll figure out what nut's the best one. And there's lots of different types of these too. So the acorn weevil is what we've got in these little acorns. But there's stuff in hickory nuts, and there's others for different kinds of nuts across the landscape. Really, really cool animal. And I was going to tell you, Jeff, a lot of times when you're walking under the tree and you find all of these, acorns with holes in them, a lot of the times that's because they've already been picked over. You see squirrels, which are going to take those away. Sometimes they'll eat them. A lot of times they'll bury them and save them for later. Squirrels know which ones are goners before they get there. I don't know if they can smell it or they can feel it or exactly how it works, but squirrels have picked over the good ones. And so what's left for you is the holy ones.
Yeah, the holy ones. A little Weevil 101 today. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Dan. We appreciate it.
Hey, you got to get outside and see this stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, check it out. Look for the hole in the acorn. Thanks so much, Dan. We appreciate it. We'll be back right after this.